Okay, welcome in everybody. Happy Friday. We always start off with our wins, big or small wins. So if you have anything that you would like to let us know, please let us know your wins. So we have 12 participants today. So please, everybody, if you could come on cameras, share your wins, tell us your wins that you have right now, anything that you have coming up. We would love to hear. We'd love to hear from you. No wins? Okay, let me kick it off. So my little grandbaby is going to pre-K, y'all. So I'm going home Sunday and she's starting her she's going to meet with her teacher on Monday. So I actually have four grandgirls. So my middle grandgirl is going to pre-K. So that's a win because, her birthday is actually August the 31st. So she just met the cutoff. So, we're family here. We want to know business win. We want to know personal wins. We want to know anything that you're achieving inside, just the realm of, the scope. Because we want you to be able to talk about what's going on with your business. If you have anything, that you're stuck on. That's why we host these meetings every week because we want to help you to grow your business. So, with that being said, let me try again. Do we have any wins? Happy Friday. Do we have any big wins, small wins, anything that's coming up? Any vacations coming up? What y'all got going on? Talk to me.
Hey, well, good afternoon, everyone.
Love
Um,
it.
wins. I was able to get some deletions with the new method that it was super easy. So I can't wait to start implementing that across the board in my business with other people. Um, I brought on some new clients as well, which is always really good, and closed on a collaboration with another company, whereas it's a tax company, and I'll be doing some credit repair and stuff for them, all within this week. Thanks to the coaches and the mentors here, Gray and his team, and the mentorship. It's been amazing, but those are my wins.
Thank you. You've had a busy week and you've accomplished actually a lot during this week. And so when you say the new process, can you tell me what do you mean by that?
Before, we were just doing call-ins. What we changed was we included the FTC reports, and I got on chat with TransUnion with one, and inside the chat, they were like, "We see it, they're gone." They even started removing stuff that wasn't even on the letter. It was crazy. Um, Same thing with Experian. It literally, like, they removed it pretty quickly. And these are inquiries I'm referring to, just based off of
Okay.
including the FTC report with the letter, and obviously all of the documents. Now, I will say this with Equifax. They gave me some pushback. They're like, you did not add page numbers to the FTC report. I'm like, what? Like, it needs to have page one and page two. I'm like, okay, whatever. But that was what I used to versus just calling in and having them remove them.
Okay. That is that's amazing. Any other wins anybody else would like to share? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, and again, talking with support, Ray is okay, somebody has something in here. Ray is just phenomenal part of the team. So we always give him his flowers when we have our weekly trainings, and we just want to let you know that, not only the coaches are here, we have a fantastic support team. And Ray, we thank you. Equifax keeps telling me my FTC report is incorrect. So maybe that's what they're talking about, Tasha. Um, that they're talking about with the pages, did they say exactly what was wrong with it, or are they just telling you it's wrong?
Uh, they keep telling me that the way that it's being filled out is incorrect, but I only put in what they allowed me to put in, and when I print it, it only prints like one page, and it was like it's supposed to be more pages than that, but I don't know what they're talking about.
Right. I noticed too, because I did a FTC report just a few days ago. It was one page, but
Hmm.
I was gonna call to say, well, hey, I wanted to add more because I'm used to the old way.
Hmm.
But so I'm gonna call the 1-800 number for FTC. And you had that number? Have you called them yet? Had a
I
chance to call them?
don't. I don't have
Okay,
that.
let me share that with you because I was gonna call them myself. And I think I actually did call and they were closed. I'm sorry,
Okay.
which I was surprised. But I'm finna put that in the chat real quick. But mine was one page too. So I don't, and maybe because I chose other and didn't choose another way. But there was like an old video and I didn't want to share the old video, right? Because
Hmm.
things may have changed from the old video on how to fill it out. So
Hmm.
but this is a number right here. Give them a
Okay.
call. But that's what I'm thinking is because I put other and didn't choose one of the categories that they already had. Is why it was one page, is what I'm thinking. And that's what I'm
Okay.
gonna ask. That's what I'm gonna ask them when I call and say, well, hey, I did this. But they can help you over the phone as well, right?
Okay.
To fill it out.
Okay.
Okay.
But then, are they gonna want you to have a police report?
Not always. No, not always.
Okay. Thank you.
No, they suggest, the police report, but you don't have to file a police report. All right. All righty. So let's go ahead. Anybody else have anything they would like to share before we get started? Big, small wins, just any personal achievements or anything like that. Paris has shared with us her wins. Paris got a lot done this week, so I need to step it up, y'all. I need to step it up. But anybody else? All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna do just a basic overview. Today we're gonna talk about business structuring, right? So, something that's been removed. Have I been removed? Let's see. Hello, everybody. Y'all still there?
Yes.
Okay, just can y'all see my screen that I'm
Yes.
sharing? Yes. Okay, good. All right, so today we're going to talk about business structuring. I'm going to need your input, right? Because I'm going to go over a lot of things. I am going to drop some links, but these links also are going to be in the paid and full community as well, right? So, and then before I go, I want to talk about, and put a note right here. I talk about, the 4 ways to earn income with the score machine, okay? Because I want to make sure the things that we're adding in the paid and full community that you're really looking at it and that you realize what the value is with the score machine. Okay. So we're gonna go over that before I leave. So Ray, if you stay on, remind me of the 4 ways to earn income. Okay. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. All right. So let's talk about business structure. Because we want to make sure that within our business that we're setting up our business the correct way. So with that being said, is that, welcome in everybody. Again, we're going to talk about the business structure. Anytime we have our masterminds, we do add the slides inside the paid and full community. So if you do not have access to the paid and for community, please drop your emails and Ray or I will make sure that you're added to the paid in full school community. Okay. So we want to talk about making sure that you have a business. Like everybody on this call, you know, we highly suggest that you have a business, that you have a LLC, right? So if you don't have one, because I was in a mentorship where I was one of the coaches, and that was a must. Like you in this group, you have to have an LLC because the LLC, it protects you. Yes, you can do stuff as a sole proprietary, but we hope in this this day and age that you have a LLC. So registering your business, every legitimate business should complete these steps. We want to register with the Secretary of State. We want to obtain an EIN. We want to create an operating agreement. Apply for required licenses. So sometime your city or your county may requires licenses and permits. Register for applicable taxes. We want to file our tax returns. I always hear people say, well, I didn't earn anything, so I didn't do any taxes, right? So during my time, whether you earn something or not, you still needed to file your taxes. So make sure that you're talking to, that you have an accountant, if you have a CPA, or just anyone that's doing your taxes and get their advice. Just don't feel like I didn't earn any money that I should not file taxes. Also, when it comes to your business, just say that, hey, I decide I don't want to do business anymore. You still need to file your taxes. You still need to dissolve your business. You can't just leave that open like that. Okay. So these documents become part of your funding packages. So we want to talk about, your EIN. So we hear of everyone, getting EINs and paying to get your EIN. You do not have to pay to get your EIN. This is something that is free with the IRS. So again, I am going to drop the links for all of this wonderful stuff. And we got time today, y'all. So hopefully y'all got time because I want to make sure, because this is also another service that you can be offering as well. Is that, let me bring this over here. All right. So if you do not know how to get your EIN, I'm going to drop this in. Again, we are going to put it in the paid in full community. But if you don't know how to get your EIN, this is a website where you can come and click on your state, or just say if you're offering this service to as one of your one of your revenue streams, and you want to just do it, statewide. So this is something that you can come to. You don't have to, you may see stuff or, I'm not for sure, like buying things and stuff like that. You don't have to. This is a free resource where you can click on any state and you can come here and you can register a business. So I just dropped the link inside the chat. So when we talk about Secretary of State, all of our 50 states have a Secretary of State. Okay, so this is for, you may hear business entity. That's the same thing as that you want to make sure that you're registering your business, and then you can search for business. So if I'm doing anything with someone's business, I'm going to search to make sure that they have an active business, especially if I'm trying to do anything business funding, right? So you want to get in the habit of going to these states, finding it for yourself, and making sure that these businesses are active. Okay, so this is one that we wanted to talk about here. So we were just talking about with the I want to show them what we got for the community, or you can show them. Okay, no problem. You want to do it now, Ray, or you want to do it at the end?
I want to do it right now. So you can just teach the class and then we can just show them the stuff.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
You want me to stop sharing?
Yep.
Okay. So and this is, we have as in like the score machine promotion, or what do we got?
It's a scrum machine. Like the people wanted to get those things from like the beginning. So that's what we got.
Okay. All right. So I wasn't for sure, everybody. So let's just put a pause right here. I'm gonna stop. So typically at the end of the month, we talk about the score machine, and but Batty wasn't here. And so Ray is just sharing with me that he do wants to share something about the news. So again, towards at the end of the month, we normally talk about any updates or anything that we have going on. So all right, Ray. So hold on 1 second. Hey, Dre, welcome in.
Oh, it's Fasad.
Hello, ma'am. This is Coach Fasad.
Okay, so can you guys see my screen? Okay, so this was the stuff that like all the people were talking about. Like we need the like shirts, we need like the cases, we need all the stuff for the scrum machine. So right now our store is live. So if anyone want to go and grab the stuff for the scrum machine, we have right there, and we are just keep putting more stuff daily. So it's gonna get is the store is gonna get updated daily as well. Like someone right now want to grab the shirts, they want to grab mug, like that's just the scrum machine apparels. So I'm just gonna drop the link right there inside the chat, and if anyone want to get the apparels, they have the link, they can go and grab those things. And if anyone face any problem, they have my support number, I'm gonna put it on a chat, and they can just call me right there, and then I'm gonna help them out. So that's what we got for all our community, because that was the request from the beginning when we launched the Scrum machine. But right now it's officially live, so you guys can go and grab whatever you want to grab. That's it, Coach Viv. You there, Coach Viv?
Yes, I'm here. I put
Yeah,
myself on
no,
pause for
no
whatever.
worries.
Yeah. So we
That's it.
do have thank you, Ray. So we do
No
have
worries.
we do wear our merch and stuff like that. So it's great to see that everybody now can yeah, everybody now can
Yeah,
purchase the same merch you see us wearing. So I'm going
that's
to okay, thanks, Ray, for sharing us. So since
that's
we
it.
talked about the score machine, I'm gonna just go ahead and get this on out of the way, everybody, and then we can just be done with the score machine and get back to our training. So welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We do appreciate you all. Let's see here. All right, so get back to sharing what we were talking about. All right. So hopefully everybody, like I said, have access to the paid in full community. This is where we drop all of our gems. Ray, do you have a post with the merch here in the score machine as
Uh,
well?
no, not right now. We just launched it right now, so I'm gonna post it like by tonight inside the community. It's gonna be there.
Okay, so making sure you're inside this paid in full community. We always say make sure you go to the classrooms for you can see some of the replays and you can see the free tools library. We also want to make sure you come into the insiders tips. Also, if you had any wins, that you're adding your wins inside of the community. Ray has here a step by step on how to use the credit repair software inside the score machine. So this is here, step-by-step guide. Hello?
What happened?
Okay, I just
Go
got
ahead.
muted somehow. So also we want to make sure that
Volume went down.
okay. Also, what we put in here, the last thing we put for last Friday, we want to make sure that you know anytime I'm doing any presentations, we do have the PowerPoint slides. So last week we were talking about credit analysis, and we were talking about the ways to earn, income with the score machine, right? So we have the credit repair feature. We do have, the funding feature. We also have the Score Machine affiliate program, right? So making sure that you're part of the affiliate program and that you're sharing your link for you to earn commissions. And then we also have the credit analysis, right? So the credit analysis here is like PowerPoint presentations that you can modify to your liking. You can put your branding on there. And then there's also like some action reports that you can kind of fix as well. So all of the tabs that you see inside the Score Machines, that is kind of what's breaking down the credit report. So it's doing the credit analysis, right? So we want you to use this information, especially if you have where the unlimited package for $297, and you can add, various members credit reports in there, and you can earn income. So you can say, hey, I'm charging anywhere from $50 to $200 for a credit analysis, right? So just say, well, if you come and you actually do business with me, you may only charge $97 and put the other funds towards the credit repair or whatever. Or you can just say, I charge, $97, and your price is your price. But we want to give you ideas on how to use the Score Machine. Okay, so this is here for you. Please make sure that you're taking a look at the information that we're adding, because we have, anywhere from discovery calls, we have scripts, anything, again, just to help you to make sure that your business is functioning and that you're making, that you're earning income. And then also on the PowerPoint slide, making sure you're doing like screenshots of the portions that, that you want to share. Of course, you don't want to share the Score Machine because if these are your clients, but you can, I use my laptop, I use a snippet tool, and I cut the piece that I want, and I will put that on the PowerPoint. So definitely, this is what I wanted to just talk about towards the end, but since we were talking about the merch and stuff, I wanted to bring this up. So again, insiders tips, this is where we have like all our gems. So if you come to insiders tips inside the community, again, it's here. Where you see all is insiders tips, but you may have to filter it to say all times, because if not, it's just going to show you for the month. Okay, so when you get a chance, make sure you come and read it. So we have 42 posts right now. So it's, the community is growing. So just come and read up on what we're sharing with you, all the important information. Also make sure that you're here and that you are trying to come to the okay, that you're looking at the pin items and stuff like that. And make sure that you're for the coaches, for when we post, unfortunately with school, you may not get our notification. So that's why if you see that we're posting and you see that Allie is posting the same thing, it's because we want to make sure that you're getting the information. So make sure you're joining our coaches. So when I post, you'll be able to see what I'm posting. Because if not, you only see what Allie is posting. And join Ray. Ray, make sure you add him as your friend, add myself, Coach V, and then you'll see when we post, you'll get the notification. So that is it for the Score Machine. For those who just joined us, we were talking about business structuring. And so this link right here has been shared inside the community. And we just want to make sure that everybody got it. Here, copy the link. Okay. Again, this is a service that you can be offering, from anywhere from $4.99 up if you want to help establish businesses and stuff like that. So again, this is for all of the Secretary of State. And if you're looking for this is where it at. The next thing we were talking about was the EIN. I want to make sure you have the link for the EIN. And so again, this is free. And we want to make sure that you see here where it says begin. We have to form a LLC in the state that recognize credit repair. What I would say about that is that I would look up my state law on credit repair, because some states require you to have, bonds. Some may, and we're going to talk about the E&O licenses and stuff like that. And some states, do not want you to charge an up fee. So, that's why I was saying that if you have the assessment, then you can kind of get around with the fee that way, or you can charge the fee if you, fix the credit repair and then you come back and doing the funding. And then you charge like a higher percentage, that way. So you just need to see what your state law is saying about credit repair, because when you're saying other states and stuff like that, so normally our business is online, so we still are crossing, the different state lines and stuff like that. So I'll just make sure that I'm covered for my state, and that I know if I'm doing business with somebody else, what their state is saying as well, just to cover myself. All right, so for EIN, hopefully everybody knows EINs is free. And that, let's see what we were talking about. So basically we were saying for the EIN is your business social security number. Banks requires an EIN for opening business, pretty much opening bank accounts, applying for business credit, hiring employees, filing taxes, and building business credit is what the what is for. All right. So Dun & Bradstreet, hopefully everybody's heard about Dun & Bradstreet. It's one of the largest business credit reporting agencies. Why it matters. Obtaining a you may see DNB or Dun's number to establish your business credit identity. Monitoring your paydebt score to determine payment performance. Many suppliers and lenders require your DNB profile during underwriting. Paying vendors on time helps build a strong credit history. Okay, so we're going to go to DNB, just to let you know that we do have the link for DNB as well. Make sure that you have a Dun & Bradstreet number. So with your business, sometimes you may see with DNB is that you may already have a DNB, especially like older business. It seems like they may already have one. So don't forget, like, get comfortable calling and saying, if you see that you have one here, you can start. I'm trying to see, like, search. I don't know if it's search options or business directory. Search here. But I'm gonna put a note there about how to find an old one, because I know that I had a friend and she told me that DNB had already assigned her a Dun & Bradstreet number. So that's something that we need to look up. So when I do the post, I'll put that there. All right. So we want to make sure that, again, this is a free number. We don't want to be paying for this. If I don't know how to do something and I'm not in a coaching community, first thing I'm going to do is go to YouTube and see how. Like, if it's something from my state that I'm looking for, I'm going to be looking at Georgia. I'm going to be looking at Georgia law, like how my entity. I'm going to go to YouTube, Georgia business entity, to see if they can help me. And also with AI, like ChatGPT, it'll also, help you step by step. Or if you have a question that you don't understand, put it in AI. We have these tools, it's free. All right, so operating agreement. hopefully every business, especially if you're trying to get business funding, that you have an operating agreement. An operating agreement defines how your business operates. It outlines ownership, voting rights, responsibilities. So I know we always hearing other ones say, well, we're going to do an operating agreement and we're going to put somebody on there that has good credit, and you need to assign a responsibility. So if you're the owner of the business and you have somebody that's coming in, right? They now, need to have a certain, I would say, percentage, or they need to have a responsibility. So if you want that person to get funding, you need to add that as a responsibility. You need to have a paragraph or a bullet or sentence on there talking about their responsibilities, that they're going to be getting funding, or whatever. So again, put that in Chat GPT, let Chat GPT know this is my operating agreement. I'm going to show you how to get a free operating agreement here in a minute. Profile here, distribution. Banks often request this document before approving finance. And so if you're looking to get an operating agreement, Northwest, I'm going to add this in the chat. All right. So Northwest has here, if you come to Northwest and you scroll down, you can come and you can say what state here. This is free. It's an operating agreement, and it's based on, you see where it says Georgia LLC operating agreement. So you can come here and you can get you a free operating agreement here for Northwest. All right. So now the next thing we want to talk about is our next codes, that when you're setting up your business, you should already have put in your next code inside, your business. Some leave it blank, and even with the with your IRS, some may have a next code. But just let's say you don't have a next code already assigned, right? Your next codes tell lender what industry your business operates in, right? So some industries receive more favorable underwriting than others. Choose codes that's accurately describe your primary business. Never select a code simply because you believe it will improve funding chances. So, here are a few of the common use next codes for consulting. This is the question, Tasha. So all our business have a consulting portion of it. So like mine, I do consulting and coaching. So mine is 541611. This is mine, administration management and general management consulting services. Marketing and other management. So it's other next codes. I'm getting ready to drop the link for the next codes because we want to make sure, because there is high risk, and I'll put that. I'll see if I can find it because I wasn't for sure. Was I doing training today? So I just want to make sure I came up with something, right? So, but there is high risk. My computer. I went to where are we at? Okay. I went to Philadelphia, and somehow when I went to Philadelphia, my computer has been extra sensitive since coming back from Philadelphia. Okay. So they are high risk industries, right? So and there are lists that talks about like high risk industries and stuff. This right here is like, it's old from 2022, but like if you want to take a look at the high risk industries, you can take a look at that, and it talks about what is high risk and stuff like that. So anything typically with funding, like I think it was trucking one time. I don't see that on there, but just do a search for high risk industries and all kinds of posts in on Instagram and stuff like that. You'll see just a list of like what's considered high risk. Let me do one more search to see if we can find anything that say high risk. Trying to get something quick. Yeah. And this is what we just saw. But look for high risk because you want to just make sure you look to see if your business. But doing consulting is, very safe because it helps you if you're in a high risk business, because again, we all do some form of consulting. And welcome in everybody that just came in. We're going over business structure today. And this right here will be shared inside the Paid in Full community. All right, so now we want to talk about business address. Your address impacts credibility, your best options, commercial offices, executive suites, professional virtual offices. Avoid PO box offices pretty much, and residents if possible. Like, some still have the residence address, especially if you're doing like online or something like that. But just know when it comes to certain businesses, like I know the post office has where you can see, the post office has like where it has a tracking tool, and it has where you can see what the address is, and it will say like yes or no. And when I drop this inside the school community, I'll definitely try to add that on there. But it's a tool I can't remember over it. I just know that when you're coming in looking up addresses, and then some of the creditors may look at it to see what type of address it is. So just be careful when you're setting up your business addresses, and depending on what type of business that you have. Like, you can't say that I have a warehouse and then you're using maybe like your resident address, or if it just don't make sense. So think about things like that when you're setting up your business address. And let me make sure that I'm putting a note on here for the post office, and I'll drop the link too on how to do it. Yes, because I'm going to share all these links as well, okay, with everybody. All righty. So professional phone. So we just want to make sure that we have some type of professional line, a dedicated phone line, increased legitimacy, business voicemail, local and toll-free number, a listing in public directories, directories meaning like, yep, and stuff like that. Consistent across all application. You just want to make sure that you are consistent. Professional email. We want to make sure that we have professional emails, and it's so funny because I just talked to one of my supervisors, and his email for years has been B-Love. And so just imagine me adding him for a job references, and it's got B-Love. So he does have a Gmail now. So, but I was talking to him the other day, and I was like, hey, do you still have B-Love? He was like, I do. I said, but you got a Gmail too. He was like, yeah, because one of my supervisors, told me to go ahead and change it. So he do have a Gmail now. But, think about that when you are setting up your businesses and you're dealing with banks and stuff like that, that you, even if you can't afford it at the moment, just make sure if you have to resort to a Gmail or something like that, that is professional. You can have, your business name, and then you can say at Gmail. Or if you have your name and you have Gmail, but just make sure it's professional and it represents your brand. So a brand email reinforces professionalism and build trust with customers and lenders. All right, so let's talk about the business website. I have a website. I got it from GoDaddy. I needed it within 24 hours. I went to GoDaddy. They already had a template already together. I pieced it together. Trust me, and it uses AI. So if I can do it, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna show you my little website. I needed it to go to a course, and so I'm gonna show you my website. Rude GoDaddy. Don't laugh at my website, y'all. I try. Uh, Come on. You would think that just consulting. Okay, let's check it out. All right. So this is my website here. I needed it. It is through GoDaddy. It was not very much at all. I already had my domain. I was able to add everything that I needed to add on here, and it worked, for what I needed at the moment. So if you need a website, landing page, anything like this, trust me, you can do it yourself. It's very easy. I had several calls with GoDaddy. They walked me through. They helped me add it because I needed to have something with my capability statement for government contracting. And so it worked. I got into my training, and again, it was not too expensive as well. All right, so let's come back. So I'm sharing intentionally because I want everybody to know that Ray does it too. Yes, Ray does it too. Ray does websites and landing pages. I'm showing, like, I'm doing a slide, I'm doing these links because I want everybody, when you leave this call, that you have your business set up or you know exactly what to do and where to go. Okay. So with your website, you want to have an about page, services, contact information, privacy policies, terms and conditions. Very when it comes to websites, you have to have your terms and conditions. Some states require, if it's something that's dealing with a child. So know the law in your state, what you need to have in your terms and condition. So if you see another coach that's doing something similar to you, you can go to their terms and conditions. You can copy it. When you copy that information, put it in ChatGPT and make sure you say, for the state that your business in, did you leave anything out? Do you need to add anything? Because you want to make sure that this is very important when it comes to terms and conditions. Professional branding. You can also have on here, like, your social media, but this is right here is really just, the basic things. And mostly important is the terms and conditions, because super important. Many lenders review your website before making funding decisions. So I know that some website may be, again, like, risky. So how do you get around that? If you have like a credit repair, if you have a funding, you can add a tab, or you can add on a landing page, right? And with that, and you can share that information with the banks or whatever, because you do not want to share with them something that's high risk. You want to make sure that you have a separate landing page that's talking about your consulting businesses, and that you're consulting coaches in certain fields and stuff like that. Okay. So just make sure that when you're setting up your websites and stuff like that, welcome in. Okay. All right. So, here, Google. So with Google, I'm gonna see if I can do it was a video that talked about with Google, because everybody's complaining about the Google profile. It's very helpful. but it becomes an issue when you have an online business. So nowadays, they want to see a video. They want to see like a video, like of the property and stuff like that. So there is a way when you're dealing with Google, like how to get this right, because this can become problematic, right? Because sometimes they send out these postcards with codes and stuff like that. So I'm going to make sure if I can find the Google video on there, but we do need a Google business profile. A Google business profile helps establish your business as legitimate and increase your online visibility. Why does this matter? It verifies your business location and contact information for customers and lender. It improves your credibility by displaying reviews, photos, and business hours. Many lenders check your online presence before approving funding. A complete profile increases trust and demonstrates that your business is actively operating. Okay, so we want to make sure that we do have a Google listing. Okay, and again, like always, put this in the chat. But before, again, before you do your Google, you want to don't just fill out like anything when it comes to it's right here supposed to be for Google support, because it's intentionally sent for their support page. So hopefully it pops up for you. Because I cut it off when okay, yeah, it did come up. Okay, so this is the support. So I would make sure I'm looking at some type of video when it's talking about the Google account, because you do not want to mess this up. It's very difficult, but it's needed. So we want to make sure, that we're doing we have time, to kind of research, look at videos, making sure we have our steps and stuff like that when it comes to Google. But this is for the support tab. All right. So, and there's others like as it said when I said yep and stuff like that. And so I do have by the time we get to an end, like a couple just helpful ways to, like almost like a checklist. Okay, so business banking. We want to make sure that we separate our personal finance from your business finance from day one. We want to make sure, because you don't want to, they call it co-mingling. Okay, so when you have your LLC and you have your business, and just say if somebody is suing, and so we have the LLC to protect us, but if someone is suing, they're saying like, how can they say LLC and they're co-mingling their funds? I think that they're lying, so this is something that can get you in trouble if you have a business and you have your personal. You want to make sure you're separating it, because if you have to go to court, how are you separating it? Okay, so we want to make sure we're separating it. Best practices. We want to open a dedicated business checking account using your legal business name and EIN. We want to maintain consistent deposit to discriminate. Can't say that today, right? Healthy cash flow. Avoid mixing personal and business expenses. We want to have a positive business relationship before applying for financing. Okay, so with this business banking, so I know we hear about like the different going to different banks, building different relationships. So in many of those cases, we do not only have a business checking, they also sometimes have a business savings as well. Okay, so just make sure anything that you're trying to do, any type of place, that you kind of understand that if you're building relationships, you need to know that banks are looking at the income that's coming in as well as at the end of the month. So if I have funds at the end of the month, they're looking at, okay, so how many days it's been zero balance? So we want to make sure that we understand that we need to keep a certain amount in that checking account, especially if we're trying to get large amounts of funding. So it's just not all about having an account, putting $25, $25. It may work for like, Navy Federal or something like that if you're trying to bill like $25, $50 or something like that. But just know it's different rules when you're trying to get large amount of funding. All right, so accounting and bookkeeping. So we want to make sure that we are accurately have financial records are essential for managing your business and qualifying for your funding. It matters because proper bookkeeping allows you to track income, expenses, and you want to make sure because most people don't keep up with their finances. If you have a CPA, if you do have a bookkeeper or something like that, that monthly that you're giving them all your receipts or something like that. Don't be like most people, if you're not keeping records, then they have to rely on their their bank statements, and have to kind of go through their bank statements and stuff like that. When it's time for taxes, it'll be great if you can keep up on a spreadsheet, keep all of your month-to-month receipts in envelopes and make sure that you have it in order. It'll be great if you can have a spreadsheet and on your spreadsheet you have day for day and your receipt is in order day for day. That's the perfect life. So definitely think about that because that's on my list every year, making sure that I am properly doing my bookkeeping. Financial statements help lenders evaluate your business performance. So people think like when they get their financial statements that it's like, that you need to get it from like a CPA. Like ChatGPT will do a financial statement for you. They are examples. Like you can just get an example off of the internet and you can put it in ChatGPT and say, design this. And it would design it, for you. You may have to tweak it and stuff like that. So just in case you need a financial statement, you can, use ChatGPT for that. Organized records makes tax preparation easier and reduce costly mistakes. Strong financial reporting demonstrate responsibilities, business management. So people use QuickBooks, and so I'm not for sure, if I hear that it's very easy and user friendly to use QuickBooks. I don't have QuickBook. I have, I don't know why this keep popping up. For my brother, like I needed to help him do like an invoice inside his QuickBook, and I did it one time, for him. And so if you need, something for your records keeping, invoicing, and something like that, you can use QuickBooks. So it's been around for a while. It's very reliable, and a 50% off of 3 months and something like that. So if you need a system for your taxes, you can definitely use QuickBooks. Just wanted to give you something to use there. All right. So when it comes to your business, right? And so we know with our personal taxes, personal credit report, we're using Experian, we're using Equifax and TransUnion. However, when it comes to business, it is we use Experian Business and we use Equifax for Business. So I will, again, like I say, provide the links for you, but I just wanted to let you know that it's only these two. It's no TransUnion when it comes to business. So with business, there is, like our paydex score, our Intel Plus. Here it's talking about, with the Equifax. And so we're going to go over here in a few minutes. We're going to go over the paydex score. I don't know why I got this here twice, so let me get rid of this. So when we were talking about Duns and Bradstreet, we were talking about the Paydex score. And I know maybe some of you have heard of like 80, Paydex score 80 and higher. But the Paydex score actually goes up to 100. And so we want to make sure that you know that your business can earn a Paydex score. So when we're talking about Dun and Bradstreet, pretty much Dun and Bradstreet reports the business score, and or like here it says business scores that measure how consistent your business pays it bills and stuff like that. So we want to make sure. This is causing something. Sorry about that, y'all. All right. So we want to make sure that you understand that, you do need to get your Duns and Bradstreets, and you can increase your business score, right? And so the score goes up to, like I said, up to 100 points. So a lot of times, a lot of question that comes up is like how many trade lines you need. I think this has kind of changed over years, because at one time, I would hear like you need 16 trade lines. But, based on the research, it's saying, to build the 80 Paydex score, you need at least 3 to 5, right? So, and that needs to report within like 3 to 6 months payment histories. Typically needs to generate for initial Paydex score. 6 to 12 months of consistent reporting to build a stronger and a more credible business credit profile for lenders. So that's the answer pretty much, right? 3 to 5, 3 to 6 generates the initial score, and 6 to 12, helps you to build a credible business score. Every invoice on or before that due date, make sure that you pay it. Like paying it early helps. So I know sometimes we feel like, oh, if I, pay it on time, but with Paydex scores, it's a little different. So you want to make sure that you're paying it early as possible. So you want to make sure that the old statement has closed out, because sometimes, if you notice that you can pay something too early, so you want to make sure that your old statement has closed out, and that, you can pay it as early as possible. That helps you. All right, so let's see here. And this right here is a best practice. Again, you're going to get the slide at the end. All right, so now we want to talk about NAV. So hopefully everybody has a nav.com account. Okay, so if you do not have a nav.com, we have it's a free nav.com. Please join NAV today. You want to make sure that you have a nav.com. NAV helps to track. So the Paydex score used to be on NAV. It's not on there anymore. So you have to, like, Duns and Bradstreet has a paid, like they have a paid subscription, but it is, they do have, like, they had a 14-day free trial for your Paydex score. So let's just say you're getting ready and you want to do something with your business, and you need to know your Paydex score. So once you build it up and you want to check to see what it is, do the 14-day free trial. Then you'll know what Duns and Bradstreet is reporting. So it's like, it seems like it's always a workaround for something. Okay, so just to know, they do have a paid services. They do have a 14-day free trial that you can actually do that with. So we want to make sure today, put this on our things to do list, everybody, that we have a nav.com. The nav.com, it does show you your personal credit scores. It does show you also your business. It'll show your Experian, and it also will show you your Equifax scores as well. So once you signed up for your Experian and Equifax, the nav.com will show you what the score is. Like it'll show you, if you C, D, whatever, wherever you are. So make sure you're signing up for that. Nav has a free, like I was saying, and they also have a paid version. The paid version helps you because it is like a business trade line for you. So just to let you know that NAV helps business owners monitor and improve their business credit while matching them with financial opportunities. They do also have on their website, which we can go, hold on, to nav.com. Hopefully it's not showing mine. Okay. All right. So, so you can sign up and you can log in and it's, if you do not have it, see right here where it says Dun and Bradstreet, like they parted ways, so they don't have that anymore. With the paid version, you may see the SBSS. So this is another way that's kind of similar to Duns and Bradstreet, but I know it's definitely, it's different, something different. But it'll show you your personal as well. You can kind of switch from business to like personal, like if you on the left hand side and stuff like that. So you want to make sure that you sign up again, because this is very important for nav.com. All right. So nav.com also has when we're talking about, remember we were talking about those vendors accounts, and that we were talking about the 3 to 5 accounts. Nav.com has a net 30. And knowing this list is very important. Some already have, again, if you go to IG and you look at welcome in everybody. If you go to IG and you will see that, you may see people talking about Grainger. You may see Q-Line. You may see, Quill or Uline or JJ Gold and all of this stuff. This is what they're talking about. They're talking about the net 30s. So this is something that you can sign up for. And so remember, we were saying between the 3 to 6 months and the year, this is what they're talking about, these accounts. So this is what's helping you to boost your business PAYDEX score, is signing up for accounts like this. It's other accounts, but this is NAV's list, what they have. And typically it's about 100 or so like that. So, do your research to see what you need. Sometimes you have to pay to play the game. And if you're trying to get something, so do your research. This is what they're talking about when they're talking about these net 30s, and this is where you seeing the Quills and this the CO Creative and all of this stuff. This is where this kind of comes from, and it has their websites, but it has a write-up, and that's the most important thing, is that you can see the write-up about the vendors and stuff like that. All right. Okay, so net 30s allow you to purchase products today and pay within 30 days. They help establish business credit history. On-time payment may report to your business credit bureaus. They demonstrate your ability to manage business debt responsibly. They're often the first step towards large funding opportunities. Okay, so you may say, well, I don't even need this stuff, and you may not. So you kind of got to get creative to see what you can need. Okay, you may see toilet paper. It may be a little bit more expensive than what you would pay for out of the store. But don't forget, these are business expensive, and these are things that you can write off on your tax. All right, so we were talking about the vendors trade lines. Open accounts with vendors that report to your business credit, your business credit bureaus. Make purchases you actually need for your business. Pay invoice before the due date whenever possible. Monitor your business credit report for accurate reporting. Okay, so now we're talking about the cash flow management. Cash flow is one of the most important factors lenders evaluate. Healthy cash flow. So generate consistent monthly revenue. control expenses to improve profitability, maintain emergency reserve when possible, keep significant balances in your bank account. Remember we were talking about that? Strong cash flow demonstrate that your business can repay borrowed funding. So I know like sometimes if we do not have the money and we have like the credit cards, and ways to kind of do this is that you're thinking of like the 30-day, and you do see some examples where they're taking the money and they're rotating the money. So they're keeping so much revenue in the bank account, and they're taking it out and moving it between 4 different banks, right? So this is what they're doing when we're talking about playing the game. You may not have the money to have it for 4 different, to keep it in for 4 different banks, but they have the initial 10K and they're taking it out, right? And they're putting it in other different 4 accounts because they're trying to build this relationship. So this is what you're seeing when we're talking about the cash flow management. So bank underwriting. So when we come to like bank underwriting, just want everybody to know is that when we're talking about underwritings, we need to know, I'm putting in under writer. Okay. So when we talk about bank underwriting, one thing you need to know is that who is underwriting for the credit card? Who is the underwriter? Because Elon is the underwriter and they're like one of the top underwriters. So typically when we talk about underwriters, we say that we do not want to use the same underwriters twice, for the same business. So we want to kind of keep track of, and then this may be some of the reason for the now as well. So we need to, if we not know who the underwriter is, ChatGPT, we can probably call the bank to see who the underwriter is, because we want to make sure that we know that we've used the 2 already. We got 2 products with Elon. And so, what else can we do? Can we do something else? So everyday lenders follow an underwriting process to evaluate risk before approving financially. Underwriters review personal credit history, business credit report, business bank statements, revenue and cash flow, time in business, industries risk. Next code. Existing debt obligations. So these are some of the things. So don't forget, Elon is one of the top underwriters for bank products. And you want to look up to see who are the others underwriters and stuff like that. Okay, so when we're talking about when we go to the bank, we want to make sure we have a folder or we have a binder and that we have the required funding documents. You may find it on you may find it on the website of the bank. You probably could call to say, what documents you would need, for you can be prepared if you're going inside the bank or if you're going to apply for something online. So if they ask for documents, because, we do want to try to do the no docs, but sometimes we can't, right? So we want to just be prepared. So having organized documents speeds up the funding process and demonstrate professionalism. Coming documents, article of organization or incorporation. So the article or organizations, you're going to get this for your Secretary of State. Okay, so this is where you're going to find this. It's your Secretary of State. EIN confirmation letter. So make sure that when the IRS and you're applying online, that you are saving a copy of your confirmation letter. Because if not, you're going to have to, if you don't save it, you're going to need to reach out to the IRS and ask them to to mail you another one. So make sure you have that. operation agreement. So remember, if we don't have it, we went to Northwest and we found it by our state so we can get our operating agreement, right? And we want to make sure if we have somebody that's on there and have it's our business, but we have another person that's on our operating agreement. That doesn't mean that they own your company. This is just the agreement that you have for this transaction. But you want to make sure that if it's for funding, that you have their description exactly what they're going to do. Business license, if you have one, bank statements, financial statements, tax returns, driver license, and proof of address. So I know when I went to Navy Federal and Chase and all of this stuff, like you want to make sure that your address is, as much as possible, is the same across all of these documents. If not, you need to be able to explain, why. But we don't want to have 3 to 4. We don't want to have a home address. We don't want to have an online address, with someone that we're using like Northwest or something like that. We don't want to have just different address on our driver's license. So make sure that you can have as much as possible the same address. All right, so SBA. So I won't say a lot. So they do have the SBA loan, and I believe it's the 504 loan, and it's another loan that SBA has. So SBA does have a couple of loans that can be used for our businesses, and it's not as hard as people, I guess, would think. You really just need to find you somebody that was really good that you can work with SBA. I would just say SBA loans, because they've increased their amount for lending. And that is something I'm gonna see if I can find it and put it there. But SBA has increased their I think it's 504 their 504 loan, and it's something that can help you. Again, it has low down payments, longer repayment terms, competitive interest, high borrowing limits, and qualifications. And so this is an option for you to really look at for a small business. Business lines of credit. So a business line of credit provides flexible access to working capital, borrow only what you need, pay interest only on the amount used, reuse available credit as balance are repaid, ideal for managing seasonal expenses or unexpected opportunity. So if your business do qualify for this, the only thing, it's not like a 0% like credit card. And so, if you have the 0%, you may have that for 12, 18 months or whatever the bank is offering. So this here, if you could qualify for it, it's good. But a lot of businesses tend to use, the 0% in most cases. But this is good here, especially if you have like a business. Like I had a client that had business, and he was with this hospital, and they were slow with their invoices. So he was able to use his business line of credit for his payroll. So it does help you. And it does look good when you're going to other banks and stuff, showing that you already have a line of credit, especially if it's for a large amount. Like I think his was like 300K. So it helps when you go into other banks and you're trying to get, these large numbers. All right, so common mistakes that prevents funding. Many funding denials can be avoided by simply correcting issues before applying. Common mistakes: applying before your business is properly structured, using inconsistent business information across applications, poor bookkeeping and missing financial records, high personal utilization, applying for multiple lenders at the same time. We got to space this out if possible. The goal is probably to do if we could, within, I'll say 3 months or something like that. Waiting until you need money before building business credit. So we don't want to wait until we need the money. We want to apply now if we have everything that we need. Okay, so let's talk about compatible credit. Compatible credit means showing lenders that you have successfully managed credit limits similar to the amount you are requesting. For example, a lender may be more comfortable approving 15,000 business card when your credit already shows responsible managed accounts with limits near that amount. How to build a compatible credit? Start with the secure card. Start with a secure card, vendor's account, or entry-level business card. Use the cards regularly for legitimate business expenses. Keep balance low and make every payment on time. Request credit limit increase. You want to request, if possible, you definitely want to request 90 days for sure. 90 days to 6 months, you want to increase your credit limit. If you have a low utilization and you making on-time payments, definitely make sure that you are requesting. I'm gonna put on here. To 6 months. You want to make sure that you are doing that. After establishing positive payment history, apply for large products, and you want to make sure that your compatible credit can strengthen, and compatible credit can strengthen applications, but it does not guarantee approval. I know we talk about compatible credit a lot. We definitely want to make sure that we're hitting our basic, and this is the lead way into this. Hopefully you can see this. So let me see here. Make this a little larger. Okay. So inside the score machine, when we're talking about compatible credit, so right here we're seeing like the 5K. So so we want to make sure, with the score machine, this right here is the fundable credit. You may hear people say like the criterias. You may hear the data scores or whatever. So with our score machine, and yours may say, the 700, but for our model inside the sandbox, we have 730. But, you want to make sure that with the criteria that you have a 700, so you can apply for personal and business products. You want to make sure that your utilization, is under 30%. You want to make sure you have these 5 primary credit cards with 2 years of good payment history. Out of these 5, you want to have at least, here it says, I think it's just 2 now, but I have to look at that. Primary cards with at least 3, and I think that's 2 as well, years of age with 5K plus. So no more than 4 unsecured accounts in the past 12 months. The utilization that you're underneath 4, no collections, charge off, late payments, bankruptcies. Some here, I know this in the machine we have this, but some lenders will let you do late payments if it's within 24 months, right? So I just wanted to kind of bring that up. But compatible credit. But in order to get that compatible credit, because we get these questions all the time, is that you have to start somewhere. Like you can't feel like you're going to get these 5 and 10K cards off the rip. you have to build a relationship. You have to have internal scores if you with Navy Federals. So when you hear someone saying like the secure card, the vendor's accounts and all of that stuff, I don't want anyone to feel let down or like someone is targeting you from telling you the truth, right? You have to know, like with Navy Federal, it's so many ways that I see with Navy Federal. I see the pledge loan. I see doing the secure loans or secure cards, right? I see opening up like the what we used to say, I think called it bounce or whatever. If you're something, I think it's the OPP, some protection that they have. And then sometimes, I hear people setting up the oh gosh. It's setting up like almost like a money market or something like that, right? With Navy Federal. And putting money into your checking and having money into your savings. So it's like you have to pay the game. And after you do that, then after, like the 90 days or something like that, that you can apply for the 20, the cash reward. So it's like you have to have the internal score to be able to get those large amounts. So it's not like you're going to get it right off. And then we talk about also, joining to see, like with a pledge loan. I don't know if it's 60 or 90 days. So just say if I have a pledge loan and I want to add you on my pledge loan, there's a time frame that you can jump on my pledge loan. That can help you also when we're trying to build, with the credit mix and the installment and stuff like that. So you have to get in and you have to be looking at these videos, fact checking the videos from Instagram and YouTube. I always say, if you have 45 minutes to 2 hours to learn these crafts, to write down your notes, to know this information for your clients, right? So I do a lot of research when it comes to this information. And again, we try to keep it black and white because we want you to focus on what we're talking about. And, for you to have questions, if you got questions to ask later on. But, we want you to know, again, like when I'm talking about this, is that the compatible credit, building, the different banks account. If you don't have the money, get the money, rotating the money between the accounts, and, knowing when you're trying to build a paydex score, what you have to do, in order to do that. Like, Duns and Bradstreet account, going to NAV and making sure you know who like the different vendors are. Also, if you needed to do, if you need to get trade lines, who do you go and get trade lines if you don't know anybody? Trade line trade line suppliers, trade line genies, making sure if you need to get the credit boost, who are you going to do to boost the accounts? Like if I'm doing this, like the lenders don't want to see that you don't have primary accounts and you have all of these authorized users, that you have all these boost accounts. They do want to see some installments and some primary accounts, but you need to know all of this stuff just in case you need to plug one or two of these items when you're going to get funding. So these are the things, again, hopefully you can, write notes or taking this information down that you need to know all of these things. Okay. All right. So when we're talking about business structure, so we were talking about, choosing your name, making sure you keep your name as general as possible. Business email, if you want to go to GoDaddy, business account, this is just one example of it. If you need a registered agent, if you need a phone, so this is just one name. I use Ring Central. Getting your LLC, making sure you have your EIN, that your public records right here has list yourself. online presence, Google, yep, Dons and Bradstreet, merchants accounts, making sure you set up your merchants account, your bank account. And so this is just a list here to give you an idea. So, we always like to leave you like with a roadmap. And so, this is a 90-day roadmap where you can register your business, obtain your EIN. You can open a bank account, create a professional website, email, obtain a required license and insurance. And so, with the license and insurance, making sure that you have, we talked about the E&O insurance, right? So again, if you're in like a high risk business, you want to make sure that you have E&O because it's going to help you if there's any error and stuff like that. So I know Lemonade, I think somebody told me they were with Allstate or something. So you would check your insurance company to see if they carry E&O for you. And we do have a post on that in the paid in full community. All right. So the 31 to 60 days, establish credibility, create the Google business profile, set up your accounting software, apply for vendors account that reports to your business credit bureaus, begin generating consistent business revenue. We want to make sure that within 61 to 90 days that you review your business credit report, organize your financial documents, strengthen your banking relationships, evaluate funding options, and apply strategically. So bank relationships is, some banks, as we know, have the bank relationships managers. So typically if you go on a Chase, they do have a business section, but the bank relationship manager is not typically sitting there. So they may have to send the person an email, or, if they would give you their information, they will give you like their information. But if not, you can always talk to the manager, right? So if you feel like that's something that you wanted to do. And here, if you have, any questions. So today's training covered the essential components of building a bankable business. Definitely ask yourself, is your business legally structured? Do I have the required documents? Am I building business credit consistently? Would a lender consider my business funding ready today? So let me know if anybody have any questions. We didn't talk about, on here about trademark, but I do want to add that, to a list, is that if you need a trademark, make sure that you're reaching out, that you're setting up your trademark and stuff like that, because that can kind of help you. You hear a lot of our stars and stuff, trademarking their kids' names, or trademarking patterns, just say a cup, so if someone felt like, hey, I designed this cup, I want to have it trademarked, for whatever reason, make sure that I want to make sure I add this on here. Just when I save it, for you can have it as well for a trademark. But come off of mute and please, anybody come talk to me, see if you got any questions about anything. If you have anything that you would like to add to today's training, if you've experienced any of the things that we talked about, let me know. And calling you, Tasha, you had quite a few questions. Come talk to me. Are you there?
Hey, Vivian, this is Ken. How you doing?
Hi, Ken. How are you? Thank you.
Hey, I just wanted to let everybody know, and I'm not sure if you even know, but myself and Ali work with My Score IQ, and
Mhm.
they have a new affiliate link now that uh, if you have a client and you're really working hard to get get everything, their profile in place, accurate.
Mhm.
They have a refresh every 7 days. It's an affiliate link. It's $78. You can always do both of them. One is for the dollar, the other one is for the 78. But $78 gets you every 7 days. You can refresh it.
Okay. And you said who Allie has. I know that's something that you all were talking
No, no,
about for
it's
a
still
while.
it's just whoever the contact person for My Score IQ to get them set up with their affiliate links.
Okay, so that's Mark.
Yep. Yep. Just call Mark and tell him that you're interested in obtaining that link. And then that way, if you have clients that you really want to refresh every 7 days and you don't want to wait 30 days for the new one to pop up, you can do it every 7 days with that plan.
So that's great news, everybody. So what happens is that, with our credit report, we normally don't get an update to like every 30 days. But let's just say you call the credit reporting agency and they remove some inquiries off. And you know that it's off. They sent you the confirmation, and you want to refresh your credit report now that those items are no longer on there, and that you'll see this, and hopefully the banks or the creditor will see it as well. So I know that y'all been working on that for some time, so that's great stuff. Yeah, that is great stuff. Thank you. That is a win. That's a win for all of us. That's a big win. So, okay, that is great. Thank you so much, Ken. We appreciate you and your work and working with Ali with that. We definitely appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome anytime.
Yeah, thank you. Working for the community. Love it.
Can I, Mark? I'm sorry, I'm in the jump in. I just wanted clarity, because I heard the back end of it. That's what My Score IQ?
No, this is just an addition to the ones that you have, whatever particular affiliate program that you have with My Score IQ. It's just a way if you're dealing with high-end clients and you're trying to work on their credit report, you're trying to get stuff done quickly. It's just another affiliate program. They pay $78 a month. Of course, it's the 7-day dollar trial, but then after that, it goes to $78. And then after that, every 7 days, you can refresh. So you get a updated report instead of having to wait 30 days. So, I mean, you don't have to use it.
Right.
You don't have to. It's not something that's mandatory. It's just something to work with, especially when you're trying to hurry up and fast track somebody through the process. You're able to look at the report quickly.
Yeah, no, that would be immensely helpful.
I have a question.
Yep.
Point of interest. I'm new to the platform. This is Hano. Is there a certain amount of clients you can add to that once you pay that after the 7-day trial? You pay the fee. You invest in to pay the fee. Is there a certain amount of clients you can add, or is there a limit to the amount of clients?
No, I mean, if you're part of the My Score IQ, I mean, you just call, is it Mark, Vivian? You call Mark up, he'll set you up with an affiliate link, put you down into Identity IQ.
I'm gonna share
you can talk
information.
about that.
So, but that is a good question. That is a good question, what you're saying. But with that situation is that each of your clients should have their own account. So, but that would be great if just like Go High Level, Go High Level, we can have our individual Go High Level if we wanted to have multiple people come underneath us, so that would be great if they had that model too, to say like, hey, I want my clients not only to use my affiliate link, but I want to have so many clients that can come under me. Yeah, that would have been great. But as of right now, how they're set up is that your client would need to have that. need to have that. But I mean, I guess we could talk to Mark because that's a good question. That's a really good question when we talking about refresh. So hold on, I'm going to
Yeah,
drop
yeah. I was
Mark
going to say,
number.
Vivian. Yeah, I was going. Oh, I'm sorry, Vivian. I was going to just say, yeah, we can just set up something. They're willing to every once in a while, maybe one of your trainings that you have, you might have them come on and talk about, 15 or 20 minutes, the process of getting set
Well,
up and all that good stuff.
I'm gonna call him Monday, because they
Yep.
Friday. I'm gonna call him Monday
There
to
you go.
see if he'll be willing to come on one of our trainings and to talk
Sure.
about
Yep.
this
I think that would be great.
this
Yeah,
new
that way they
situation.
can explain everything in detail.
Yeah, I love it. But that's Mark's Matt, excuse me, Matt's. I don't know what I'm talking about, Mark. Matt's information I just dropped in there. I think we have inside the paid in full community as well. Let me see. A post with his information as well.
Yeah, that information to be able to get him come on. You gotta remember he in California though. It's the tower frame.
Yeah, let's see. Betty has this here inside the community too. Is that here? It's Matt. I don't know, I'm calling the guy Mark. So he's our Identity IQ or My Score IQ, because they're kind of like sister companies. Okay. So let me know before anybody get off the call. If you do not have access to paid in full, drop your email. I'll make sure that we add you to the community, because as we always say, that the community has so many great things inside the classroom, the free resources. It's a whole list of free resources. Again, we have the insiders tips. We want to make sure here, like we have board certification. So for those who want to become certified credit consultants, there's a note, a post actually on that. So that's something that's good. Also, for those who's trying to get access to various credit unions, it's a post on that as well, right? So just make sure you go here and you go to all times, and you can see all 42 posts that we have, and make sure that you're seeing the information we're sharing to help you grow your business. So, any other questions? Do we have any anything anyone would like to share that that today's training did not cover? Because again, we talked about business structure and we went over a lot of basic information. We will be sharing this slide as well as the links that we talked about today, just to make sure that we everybody has the basic foundation together, because we want to make sure we have our basics. And then again, if we want to offer the services for $4.99, and you got this information, now you can do a flyer and you can say that what's included with your business start setup for $4.99. You can say that you do your the Secretary of State, the EIN, virtual address, the emails, the business phone number, online presence, meaning like if you want to do Google and Yelp, Don's and Bradstreet for $4.99. This is another service that you can provide to your clients.
Question. I have a question. Do you have,
Yes,
is
sir.
there a template for the flyer that we can model, or should we come up with our own flyer?
No, I'll put a template in here as well.
Excellent. And I go into what tab to look for that? Well, under
It's
what?
typically, once I do, because it'll be underneath for the paid in full. Let me pull this back over here. It'll be, I'm gonna do it under insiders tips. but I'm gonna see which one. I'll probably if I have to look at this to see if I can replace that, I will. But if not, if you go underneath, like for my stuff like that. So everybody know I'm Vivian, right? Y'all know I'm Vivian Favors. All right. So if you type in Vivian and if you type on anytime you type on anything of anybody's profile, you should see the stuff that they post. So anytime you can't ever find anything, type in their name if they posted something. But it's definitely going to be on Insider's Tips because that's where I'm going to save it. So you go here. And if it's not pinned, okay? But you should be able to find it. If not, send me a message here. But you should I'll definitely have it on there about before Monday, okay?
Right.
And then I'll have the template. But I'm doing pretty good today. So hopefully I can just go ahead and post it today. But definitely by Monday, okay?
All right, thank you.
And
one
don't
last,
forget
is
that
there any,
again.
one last thing? Is there any marketing collateral for helping individuals get funded for the no doc the no doc loan, like a simple flyer that we can use as well?
So the only flyers that we have, because we promote the score machine inside the community. So so the only flyers we have, and
Score
if you
machine
type
flyer?
in, say it again.
Yeah, score machine flyer. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, where's that located? Let me see that.
Let's see here. Let me see if I can pull in.
Score machine. Score
Am I
machine.
not spelling this? Am I not spelling right now? Let's see. We have a Google Drive. So let me type in Drive to see what comes up. I don't know if it's this one. I don't think it's this one. But let me come here. But it's a link. Um, Google Drive. And are you still there, sir?
I am.
Okay, let me look because this is a branding kit here. So let me see. I don't know if this is it or not. So logo, JPEG. But we do have like an ongoing something that I posted for the
No doc loan.
for the score machine. So it's something that I posted, and it has like a picture. If I can go back. Everybody get to see all the posts. So let's see. Here we go. Okay. So this is a poster here. If you have a chance to go on Facebook, because we've had members who've done videos, and they've done like flyers like this right here for the score machine, and it's been done through ChatGPT. But this is a prompts that we have, and these were the prompts on how to create the flyers and stuff like this. So this was the prompt here for the score machine. This was another one. Mr. Brown had anytime you see a background or anybody that has it on flyer he had. Let's just say if somebody's on, or if you see it on social media, or if you see it on one of the calls, a background, like ChatGPT can recreate it, like for me. Like I was playing around one day with Mr. Brown's. Mr. Brown had this right here for his Zoom, and all I did is, put it in ChatGPT and asked it to create my own background or whatever, just playing around or whatever. But so this should be able to help you, hopefully. Let me put the link in the chat.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
No problem. But I'll definitely put the sample of the business setup. So, all right. So we've talked about 5 ways today, everybody, how to make money. Remember? We talked about the score machine. We talked about credit care funding. We talked about the affiliate, your affiliate link, earning commissions. And we also talked about the credit analysis. So remember, we got this here, the credit analysis, the PowerPoint, and the report, right, that you can charge here. So this is right up. And now we're talking about business startup flyers. So you have this information here. It's just, and I'm going to have the flyer inside the post saying what you can offer for $4.99. And you can, say if you want to do it cheaper, you can do it cheaper, whatever your price is. Or if you want to do more, you can do more. But if you just cover the basics, the least charge $4.99 or whatever you feel comfortable charging. Okay. So do we have any more questions before we end today's call? No questions? Everybody's good to go? Well, we thank you so much. We will give you back your weekend, and thank you. We will see you Monday at 8 p.m. with Coach V. And again, please have a safe weekend and everybody stay blessed. Thank you so much as well.
Thanks, Vivian. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye. Make sure I take down some of these. I'm going to stay on because I'm taking down the merch just in case somebody asks for it later. Taking down the merch link. First, you're supposed to be letting me know how everything was going with your group home.
I was just typing you, about to ask you about yours. So mine is like a non-medical group home, non-licensed group home.
Yeah.
So we don't perform, like we don't do any care or anything like that. We just provide the home. Is that the one you're looking into? Or are you licensed?
No, I'm going to start with that. I've done Airbnbs. Like I had 2 Airbnbs. I had one that was in Dallas and I had one that was in Atlanta. And so what I've learned is that I need to be driving distance, before, or to be able, because I was working in San Francisco. So I need to be able, if it's not, 2 hours or 3 hours away, that I need to be able to have the flexibility to go to that property or whatever. But I've been kind of my background is military and federal government, so I've been looking at a couple federal positions, but not for sure. So so what I'm doing right now is just making sure that I have the website, making sure that I have because I already have the Reign Central, but make sure I have the website, making sure I have all of the documents, and then resources. So since I'm a veteran, I want to deal with veterans, so making sure that I have all the resources with the veterans and stuff, and then kind of start from there, because it's like 9 different ways that you can get money with veterans and stuff.
Right.
So that's the way that I'm looking at it. And so And then also what I learned too is that, with the area, like I'm kind of like the south part
Hmm.
of Georgia. So I put it in ChatGPT and I looked at, the area that I want to cover because, Atlanta is big. So I could just say, I don't want to say all Atlanta. I want to cover a region to kind of get the understanding of this area,
Hmm.
surrounding area, and
Hmm.
then kind of go from there to if I want to go other areas. So, but for when it comes to the homes, making sure you have the waiting list before you get a property. That's the main thing. So,
Correct.
um, and not to buy right away unless you got the money like that. So,
Hmm.
but I was looking on at different templates. I've tried two different coaches, very disappointed. I don't like anything basic.
Oh, well,
And
you
and I,
have you ever heard of group homes for newbies?
um I saw it the other night, group home for newbies.
Well,
Yeah.
they are top tier. Like they don't hold anything back. They are everything. Like
Oh,
they in like it's like almost every day you're on Zoom with them. They have meetups, everything. They even do ride-alongs. They're top tier. They don't hold anything back.
let me close some of these windows because I'll be doing the most. Make sure. But yeah, and just trying to make sure like 90 days. Like I just feel because once you have, the understanding with Airbnb and you know how to buy the products and stuff like that, my biggest thing
Hmm.
is again is those vendors like the partners and stuff like that. So and the waiting list, having at least 3 clients on my waiting list before I get the house.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's most definitely um the marketing part. That's the
Hmm.
biggest thing, the marketing.
Yeah. And then I do
Getting in
have
touch with the case managers and the discharge planners and all that.
Yeah, and I do have what I was gonna say. I have a realtor also that I work with, and she specializes in just rentals and stuff
Okay.
because it's hard when you're going on Zillow and all these places because so many people like they just had something on the news where they were talking about the biggest scam now is with the
Oh
applications
my, I
that
know it is so scary.
yeah,
It is
and
so
they
scary the stuff they're doing.
literally
Like they're stealing
not
people's houses from underneath them. They're doing the
they are.
most.
So that's what I'm looking at is a realtor. Because if you're dealing with the realtor, you ain't got to
Hmm.
deal with all the scam and application and stuff.
Right. Like
Hmm.
I'd be scared to even lease from someone because of the stuff they're doing. It's
Yeah,
just a lot.
yeah. I
But
saw
I
this
was gonna
one.
do the renter arbitrage
Yeah.
first because I was also looking in Alabama because I'm in uh, I think I'm in what 4 or 5 cohorts, but
Hmm.
in Alabama they actually have the people for you. They actually want you to buy, property from the land banks, and the properties are real cheap, and they want you to build on the properties, and you can use them for group homes, or you can flip the houses.
Hmm.
And that's in Alabama, and they actually have the people. They have a waiting list for people to put in your houses
Oh wow, that's
in
pretty good.
Alabama.
Are you in Alabama?
No, I'm in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Oh my God, I had no idea you was in Louisiana. My goodness. Yes, I love it.
Yeah, so
So
it's a lot.
yeah. So I saw them, and like I was saying, I went through two coaches already, and they were just getting stuff from off of Chat GPT.
Not these
So
people. You would not be disappointed.
okay, okay, that's
They
good
are.
to know.
They're the truth.
Okay. And
Like
so when do you
she's always like
I
available, and
I
like
saw
it's
her
not just
flexing.
her. She has a whole team. Like they have a whole team.
I saw her flexing her money.
Yeah, they're good.
You heard me.
Uh-huh.
And so
You
I
see, she
saw
was
her
flexing her
flexing.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not like flexing her money, but just showing her receipts.
yeah, they're good.
Okay. When are you
Really
think
good.
you're gonna do your get your home up by?
Well, the whole thing is finding the a house. So that's my thing right now, getting someone. Because once you tell them what you're trying to do, they be trying to go up on your doggone note. So that's what I'm looking into
Yeah,
now.
I
On top
saw
of the
this.
classes.
I saw this young man that he was talking about how it was okay, and then I guess once the landlord saw him posting, then
Mm-hmm.
I guess he wanted to do it himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you have to be very careful on how you play it to them because it's a lot.
And I
Dr.
guess it
Weaver's
was
calling. Heart Weaver. So do Tasha. Hello, Dr. Weaver.